Hi there, my name is Andrea, and this is High Literature, a program where I introduce books and comics to you, the viewer. Um, I have so many back issue comics that I've acquired over the last few months. Haven't had a chance to touch any of them. So this is going to be a bit of a reunion for myself, and I thought it would be fun to share all my findings with you guys. So the first thing I'm going to start with, back in January, for my 40th birthday, went to New York. And during my time there, I got to go to the Strand, and right next door is Forbidden Planet. And I got some fun things there. Not a whole lot because I bought so much. At other places. And, you just kind of got to be careful with what you spend. So the first thing I want to share, it's not a comic, it's actually a magazine. And it is just so cool looking. And this particular issue, Surf's Up 60s beach movies. I grew up watching Beach Blanket Bingo, Muscle Beach Party. My dad really got me into all those beach movies with Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon. And when I saw this, I had to get it. And it looks like that there are like drag racing cartoons and stuff. Or not cartoons, but art, which I also really like. We had a lot of like Big Daddy Roth plastic model kits and stuff like that at the store. And yeah, I have not had a chance to dig into this yet, but boy, it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. This is going to be so cool. Oh my God. Yes, I love it. Oh my God, I want to watch Beach Blanket Bingo right now. Gidget, yes. Yes. All right, I'm going to, oh my God, look how fun this is. I can't wait to read this. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait to read all of this stuff. It's all amazing. And I have a lot. I found these at the Strand, and it was really hard buying these because, you just, I'm in another state, so I don't know if I already have these or not. So some of these might be repeats. What I'm going to do after I go through all of these is I'm going to have a big organization party and put everything in order. But these are all the old Excalibur comics. I was pretty sure I would remember this cover and this back cover. Gotta love Megan hanging out with the flora and the fauna, because that was something that she definitely did, and I loved her for it. And yeah, anything that says like Cross Time Caper, oh my God, look at this Double Dragon ad. How fun is that? Anything that's Cross Time Caper or Girls School from Heck, I don't know if you can see that up here. I try and grab because I figure, like those are story arcs that I don't care if I have doubles for. I just love the stories so much. Presenting Mario and the princess in bubble baths and shampoos. Look at this ad. Oh my God, these are so fun. Yeah, and I definitely knew I didn't have this one. I totally would have remembered this cover. Oh wow, look at that. AD&D Ravenloft. Remember those? God. Vampires, ghosts, and things that go bump in the night. The new Ravenloft box set brings a new dimension to the world of gothic horror and supernatural suspense. Realm of Terror. 1990. I was 8 years old when this came out. God, such a long time ago. But yeah, I really loved these Excalibur comics. They're so much fun. I was in love with all the characters, and it started to kind of fall off a bit. What was the other? When Madeline Pryor becomes the Goblin Queen, and Manhattan. Yeah, Inferno. The Inferno Manhattan stories. God, those were so fun. So I'm always on the lookout. I try and get Excalibur, the old Excalibur in general, but the Inferno stories, Girl School from Heck, and the Crosstime Capers. Those are the ones, if I see them, I get them. I don't care if I have multiple copies. And then, of course, if I ever see these when I'm in a comic book store, I get them. The Previews magazine. This one, yeah, I had to get this one. January 2023. I had to get it. It's my birthday month. And oh my god, I just love Previews magazines. They're just so fun to go through. Ooh, they still make illustration? There are a handful of magazines that I used to collect back in the day. I can't find it now. I just saw it, I was flipping through it. But Illustration magazine was definitely one of those. And I have somewhere the Bob Peak issue, which I was looking up Bob Peak Superman poster illustrations, and apparently that particular copy is worth a lot of money, which always surprises me. I forget that a lot of the stuff that I have is really old, and that nostalgia has made them more valuable. Not that I'll ever sell it, but it just, you just can't help but notice when those things cross your radar. But yeah, the Bob Peak Illustration magazine was going for a pretty good amount of money. I was really surprised. So that was my New York travels. I didn't want to get a whole lot because I was already spending a lot of money, and then you got to pack and bring it all back home. So yeah, I just tried to be careful about that. After that, I went to my first comic book convention in well over a decade, and it was amazing. I got to meet James O'Barr and got to chat with him. He was really nice, and he did a commission piece for me that's just amazing, and signed my graphic novel, which made me really happy. I guess I'll go ahead and show it. I got it right here. How cool is that? I love it. It looks so cool. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh God, I love the crow. And then this was the drawing that he did for me. I'm a little upset. I was just so swept away and just like, oh my God, it's James O'Barr, that I didn't think to ask. And I wish I had. I really would have loved, I love this drawing, don't get me wrong, but I really would have loved it if he could have drawn Gabriel in there and I had the crow with the cat. That would have been really nice. But yeah, how cool is that? Look at that detail. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that's that. And let's see. So yes, went to the comic book convention. A friend of mine, he started his own comic book publishing company, and he had a table there. So of course I had to go see him, and I bought his comics. And so this is issue 0 of Hadrian's Will. And then I got issue number 2 because I already had issue 1. And I also got to get this cool bag. This is his logo for his publishing company. It's Guild Publishing. You should, I feel so silly saying this, but I'm going to say it because you should. You should follow him on Instagram. He is on Instagram, Guild Publishing, and they do comics. There are like anthology. No, it's not anthology. It's going to be a trilogy. There are 2 books of autobiographical poetry by one of my dearest, oldest friends, Aylin. Hi, Aylin. They are getting ready to publish their 3rd book, and that's also through this publishing company. But yeah, Nick's the one who started the publishing company, and these are Nick's comics, and I can't wait to read them. I really like the art, and I'm really curious to dig into the writing of it. Other stuff, gosh, so I found this table. Super nice guy. I ended up buying him a beer. And my God, he had so many boxes of back issues. And I actually ended up having to take a bathroom break because I was there for so long digging through all the boxes. And they were just marked so. It was a really good price. I think most of them were like $1. So I dug through every single box and found so much cool stuff. So to start with, this is issue 3 of 4, A Decade of Dark Horse. How cool is that? I can't wait to read this. And look at that aliens cover! How cool! And then it wraps around. Ooh, so you see more aliens in the back. Yeah, those xenomorphs peeking through there. Oh my God, I can't wait to read this. Oh, it's gonna be so good. And then look what I found. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know these existed. I grew up in a comic book store, and when we closed, it was really hard to go into comic book stores because it felt like it's just different. You go from feeling like you're in your own living room to being in a stranger's house, because I knew I couldn't just sit and just pull whatever I wanted and just read like I did at my parents' store, because that would be disrespectful and just awful to do that at another person's store that's not my own. And also it was just sad. It just, it just made me feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not a part of this world anymore. And so it was a while before I went back to a comic book store. And also at the time I was moving a lot and very broke. So that was just another reason I didn't go. Like, why torture myself? I don't have access to free comics anymore. And I don't have the money to buy them. So I fell out of the loop for a really long time, which bummed me out. But at the same time, I just have so much to catch up with, and I get to make these cool discoveries. So with that being said, Mike Allred did a Silver Surfer. I didn't know that. And I found a couple. There were quite a few, and there were so many comics. I had to, there's some stuff that I had to put back, some stuff that I got like this just kind of as a reminder to revisit in graphic novel form, because I'm sure that this series probably ran for a while. Nominated for 4 Eisner Awards, including Best Continuing Series. Yeah, this is definitely something that I would want to get as a graphic novel, because it seems like that this had a pretty long run, because why wouldn't it? It's Mike Allred doing Silver Surfer. He's the man. I am a sucker for old Gen 13 comics. I love Gen 13. A lot of people think they're really corny, and they are, but they're fun. They're so much fun. I mean, look, it's just, it's so silly. It's so fun. That's so cool. Cleo. Here, sniffing around. So, yeah, this is 13C. Oh, I'm so curious what's in here. I've never read this issue. I don't know what's going on, and I can't wait to find out. I found another, this is number 85 of Dark Horse Presents, and I'm so curious about this. This came out 1994, my favorite year. So many good things happened in 94 when it came to art and music and movies. I think I was talking about this before in another video. Gen 13 had so many crossovers, it was insane. And here's another one, Gen 13 and Monkey Man and O'Brien. I can't wait to read this. This is gonna be so much fun. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Oh, I can't wait. Aww. Battle Angel Alita. I can't wait to read this. This is something. This is issue 8. No, this is Battle Angel Alita Part 6, number 8. Well, that's complicated. 6, 8. yeah, whenever I see stuff like that, it kind of like makes me go, because how invested do you want to get? Yeah, look at that. Part 6, 8. Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? I got this because my best friend from when I was a teenager, he loved Battle Angel Alita. He collected the comics. He was always drawing pictures from the comics. So I got this more out of just memory for him. He passed away when I was 20. So he was 21. Yeah, really young. We were roommates, and he got in an accident at work. He did construction and he died, and it really sucked. But so yeah, I got that in memory of Will. I got this for my dad. I definitely am going to read it myself, but this is going to be given to my dad. Like I was saying earlier, we played Beach Blanket Bingo, Gidget, loved The Wild One with Marlon Brando, and we also watched a lot of Honeymooners. I could say the intro right now. I'm not going to. But yeah, big Honeymooners fan in our house. It looks like Ed's carrying a Green Lantern. I don't think he is, but it certainly looks like that. So that'll be fun. I found another. This is one of 4, A Decade of Dark Horse, featuring Sin City, Predator, and Grendel. This is going to be so stinking cool to go through. Oh, and look at the back. We've got Hellboy. We've got Concrete. And I have no idea who these two are, but yeah, this is going to be great. I'm so excited. 1996. A 4-issue celebration of the finest comics has to offer. All new stories featuring most popular creators and characters from Dark Horse's first decade of publishing. That's going to be fun. Look what I found. I have never seen this before in my life, but as soon as I saw the art, I knew who it was. Sam Kieth. What is this? Don't know. And is this... Look at the back! Simon Beasley! And of course, 94. Look at that, The Biz. Oh my God. So yeah, when I saw this, Keith after Frazetta, and then we've got The Biz on the back. I mean, I snatched this up so fast. I mean, I'm sweating right now, just like, oh my God. Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm so excited. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Created by Mark Schultz. So it looks like it's just I don't think it's... Nope, it's not. It's not illustrated by Sam Kieth. Just the cover artist. Pencil artist is Claude St. Aubin. It's already funny. Oh, this is going to be so fun. And the art looks cool. I like it. I like it. Let's see if I can find a good splash page for you. Whoa. Cool. I don't need a splash page. I mean, look at that. This is going to be so stinking fun. I cannot wait to read this. And so this is 3 of 3. And this is 2 of 3. Again, amazing cover by Sam freaking Kieth. I can't believe I found these. I never knew these existed. Yeah, when I saw these, my jaw dropped. Yep, I'm still sweating. Whoa. Cleo's excited too. And then another Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. This one doesn't have a Sam Kieth cover. You having fun over there? But I just figured, why not? It's just fun. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I just like saying that. So I found so many Kabuki comics that I don't have any of these. So I have 8, 9 of Reflections. This is number 5 from Scarab. This is number 5 of Reflections and 6 of Reflections. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that these are just art compilations. I don't think they're actual comic, like storytelling comics. I think it's just a collection of this art, which is fine by me because David Mack is a phenomenal artist. These are going to be so cool to go through. Yeah. Paintings, finger drawings, art process, and sketchbook. This is going to be great. This is going to be great because his art can't compare. I mean, there's no there. You can't compare him to anybody. I got these out of curiosity. I've never read these before, and I've always been curious about them. And when I saw them, it was just such a nostalgia hit. I never read them when I was a kid because there was just something about them that it made me feel like that if I tried to read them, my parents would stop me. Like, this is when I was in elementary school, and I just had this feeling. I was like, I don't think they're gonna let me read those. So I never read them. But I'm 40 now, so I think I can read them. This is another David Mack cover, and it's SOS, Support Our Shops. I've never seen this before, and I'm very curious what it is. And David Mack did the cover, so I'm in. With great inspiration comes great power to improve, to help, to learn, to imagine. I can get down with that. This was really hard. There were so many Astro City comics, and you can't get them all because then you'll be broke. So it was really difficult to, wow, I never noticed this before. Holy crap. This one's autographed, and it's got a certificate of authenticity in it. I didn't notice that when I got that. Oh my God, look at that. It is signed. I didn't catch that the first time. You might be able to see it there at the bottom. Yeah, but Astro City is such a great comic. It is the ultimate superhero comic. So much fun. Kurt Busiek does such a great job writing, and yeah, I can't wait to read these. Astro City, it's such a huge series. It's one that I definitely recommend getting in graphic novel form. I'm pretty sure it's still going. It was long back when I was reading it, so if it's still going, yeah, unless you've got the money to blow, because to have them individually would be great because the cover art is just beautiful, but get the graphic novels. Another She comic. This is just such an iconic cover, and I had to get it. This and this. I just remember seeing these and just being so intrigued and just curious and wondering, what is this ninja woman all about? Now I'm finally gonna find out. Aw, number 0. I can't wait to dig into this. More Gen 13 fun. This is number 2. Gen 13, I kind of want to call it my guilty pleasure, but the thing is I don't feel guilty about it. It's just fun. More Mike Allred. They're just something, like, I have no idea what this is. Color Special 2002, Oni Press. I don't know. But Mike Allred's name is on it, so I'm in. And you can see Madman. He's wiping out there. Poor guy. He'll be all right. New Mutants. I can't wait to read this. New Mutants is a hard one for me. It's a long series, and kind of like the old Excalibur comics, I just kind of lose track after a while of what issues I have and which issues I don't. And I sometimes end up buying double, sometimes even triple. Sometimes I do it on purpose because if it's a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, I'm getting it. And this I definitely do not have. When I saw this cover, I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting it because I'd remember this, and I don't have it, but I do now, and I can't wait to read it. Magic is just great. And I love the framing, like all the characters that you see along the edge there. It's just such a cool cover. This is the Absolute Sandman Special Edition, a special preview of the upcoming recolored and remastered oversized volume, plus exclusive bonus material and an intro by Neil Gaiman. So I grabbed this more out of curiosity than anything. Sandman is a comic. I think I talked about this before. I would like to have this collection in single issue form, but I don't have the money and not really the space either. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. You never know. You never know. Oh, this is the card for Nick's Guild Publishing, so that makes it easy. So there's all the info. Nicholas Key, nicest guy ever. He helped me a lot. I had this storyboarding project, and I got stuck, and I reached out to Nick with a Mayday asking if I could come over for some tips and guidance, and he was just so patient and so helpful. And Nick, I'm forever grateful. Thank you. More New Mutants. And this was a case of I knew I did not have this in my collection, so it was an easy decision to get it. And this is a New Mutants. I know I have this in my collection, but it's a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, so I got it because I just can't resist Bill. And it's such a strange cover. What is going on? It's like New Mutants meets Fables. Really cool. It kind of also reminds me of the animated sequence, the scene in 9 to 5 with Lily Tomlin, and she's Snow White, and all the little woodland creatures are coming out, and they're like helping her poison the boss. Like, look at that! Look at those little guys. Don't they look like the cartoon characters from that sequence? I don't know. As soon as I saw that, it reminded me of that. Another New Mutants comic that I knew I didn't have, and this one's gonna be sad. I've never read this one before. I was so sad when Doug died, but I guess Warlock resurrects him somehow. I don't know. This is gonna be a hard read. That's gonna be a hard read. This was a New Mutants comic cover that I didn't recognize as far as having it in my collection. I recognized it just in general, but I knew I didn't have it, so got it. I got a lot of New Mutants. And then this one, yeah, same thing. I knew I didn't have it, so I got it. Got a lot of New Mutants to read. This was the guy whose comic book table I was at. Iconic Comics. Adam Morrison, really nice guy. I went there initially, found a bunch of stuff, had to leave, and asked him if he could hold my comics, and he did. And I came back, and he was very happy because I guess somebody else did that and didn't come back, which is really annoying. And I could tell when I asked him to hold him, he was kind of like, and I was like, I promise, I swear, I'm going to come back. And, and I did. And that made him really happy. And I bought a lot of stuff. Look at that. When I saw that, I couldn't believe it. This is when Kitty Pryde and Caliban, one of the saddest characters in the Marvel X-Men universe, my God, when they got married. Oh, this was such a heartbreaking story arc. Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. That's a classic cover. This is when they are in Tokyo, and Wolverine's about to get married to Mariko, and Rogue had just recently been accepted into the X-Men, and Wolverine wasn't too happy about that. But they end up, bonding and becoming friends over the trials and tribulations of fighting, I think, Silver Samurai. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil it. I'm sure everybody who's watching this has read that a million times and I'm not spoiling anything, but just in case, look at that. Another classic cover. Holy crap. When Storm and Callisto of the Morlocks duel it out to see who's going to be the new leader of the Morlocks. I'm not going to say what happens because I'm trying to be really good about spoilers. More Sam Keith. I can't wait to read this. I haven't read this in so long. Sam Keith does Wolverine and Tiger Tiger. Yeah. Tiger Tiger is such a fun, underused character. There's a cosplayer, Annie Mia. She's super nice, and I reached out to her and I was like, you should cosplay Tiger Tiger. And ooh, I hope she does, because Tiger Tiger is such a great character. Tiger Tiger of Madripoor. So that is all of my comic book convention finds. This is May. So last month I went to a secondhand bookstore, Second and Charles, and so many back issue boxes, and it was so, like, by the time I finished pulling everything that I wanted, it was over $100. And I can't just drop over $100 on comic books. Wish I could, but I can't. So it was just this incredibly painstaking process of picking through what to put back. And this is what I took home. I know you guys are probably gonna laugh, but I love Popeye. And when I saw this, there were a couple of issues, and it was really hard to decide which one I was going to get. I really wanted both of them, but I ended up getting this one, and it's just, it is so, I mean, look at that. That's Sweet Pea. He's being silly. I love Popeye. E.C. Seeger. The comics are great. The cartoons are great. The musical is great with Harry Nilsson doing the soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Love Shelley Duvall. Can't beat Robin Williams. And yeah, the Harry Nilsson soundtrack, it's like one of the best soundtracks ever. I got this simply because I thought the cover looked really cool. And when I got back, I was so curious about it that I read it, and it's really bad. It's, the art is fun. It's just as fun inside as it is outside, but the story is, it wasn't my cup of tea. And I don't really know what I want to do with this, because I don't think I'll ever read it again. But the art was neat. And there was this character in there. It was a cat with wings. And you saw this cat like twice, but it was so cool looking that it kind of made it worth getting this comic. So who remembers this and this? I was obsessed with these comics. And when I say these comics, I mean these comics. It was a whole series, and I don't know, hush, I don't know what happened. Suddenly it was here, and then suddenly it was gone. But I always just would read these two over and over and over again. I loved it. It's set in New York, and she's a fairy, and nobody knows, and she has this, not voodoo shop, but basically it's, you know, it's a magic shop. And it kind of reminds me of Fables, but it's not Fables. And it's just really cool. I love the art, and the story was just fun. It's just a fun fantasy story. I'm sorry, you're probably sick of these, but whatever. More Gen 13. I can't resist. I'm telling you, I can't resist these silly action booby comics, because they are very boobed up, but, you know, in a fun way. It's not distasteful. It's just fun. This is a Typhoid Mary comic, and very interesting character. I can't wait to read this. I flipped through it a little bit just to give myself a little taste, and it's going to be so good. I can't wait to read this. And also the art reminded me of like the old Vampire Masquerade role-playing books. I never really played, but I loved reading the role-playing books and the paperbacks. More Gen 13, with a crossover of Max, the Sam Keith character, and Tom Coker does the art. This is such a great mashup of cool, and if you can, you need to get on eBay or whatever right now and get Sam Keith's The Max meets Gen 13 with the art by Tom Coker. It's so good. Ugh. The art is amazing. The story is so fun. It's really sweet and tender too. Like I feel like it made me cry a little bit when I read it. It's oh my god, it's so good. I can't talk enough about it. More Gen 13 and more Gen 13. These I just and this actually, yeah, this Gen 13, Andrew Robinson does the art. Andrew Robinson, he did the Dusty Star comics that I was talking about in another video that are really hard to find, and it was a really short series. But anything that has Andrew Robinson's name on it, or Tom Coker for that matter, or Sam Keith for that matter, I get it. It comes home with me. So, I don't know what's going on, but from what I can gather on Twitter, people aren't too happy with Dave Sim. So, yeah, I apparently there's Dave Sim drama. Don't know what it's about, but I found these Cerebus comics. I have never read Cerebus in my life. And there were quite a few at this store, so I had to be kind of picky about which ones I kept and which ones I put back. And these are the ones I ended up keeping. I just thought Cerebus is just, it's something I've always been curious about, but I never read because it's so long. It's a really big series, and apparently it kind of goes, like, I was reading a little bit about it on Wikipedia, and it sounds like there's a lot going on. So this is just me kind of dipping my toes in and just seeing what it's all about. I can't necessarily say I'm a Green Hornet fan, but if Bill Sienkiewicz does the art, I'm gonna get it. And I don't know if you can tell, you know what, it's worth taking it out because this was so beautiful. I just had to take it. This had to come home with me. I mean, look how cool that is. It's just so beautiful. It gives me Bob Peak feels for real. I mean, this is Bob Peak all over. This is Bill Sienkiewicz meets Bob Peak. If Bill Sienkiewicz is not a Bob Peak fan, I will eat my hat. Like, this is something, like, I'll read it because why not, but I actually kind of want to just frame it. It's just so pretty. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Barry Windsor Smith. What more is there to say? He's the man. I love his art, and I just thought, I mean, when I saw this, I mean, wouldn't you have gotten this if you saw this? I mean, I had to get it. I had to get it. This had to come home with me. So here it is. I probably, yeah, I'm not gonna collect the Weapon X series. I don't need to. This is plenty for me. It's just an iconic cover. If I were ever to have a comic wall of just framed comic book, just because I love the cover art, this would be up there. It's iconic. It's iconic. I've never read Doom Patrol. I know. I'm so embarrassed to say that, but I haven't. It wasn't something that we carried in this. Did we carry it in the store? I don't think so. Like this does not ring a visual bell. I've never read Doom Patrol, and I'm really curious about the show, especially since Brendan Fraser is in it. I love Brendan Fraser. And also,